Hi, I'm Greg Harris, President and CEO of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We are proud to participate in Giving Tuesday and are extending our involvement throughout the entire week. This global initiative invites individuals to give back and create change in their communities and in the world. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is a cultural institution with a global audience. We have an enormous responsibility to our community, locally and nationally. We engage, teach, and inspire through the power of rock and roll here every day, but also through Rock Hall EDU, our education platform that reached 1 million students from over 100 countries during this critical time. We need your support to continue this great work. In addition to our massive digital outreach, it was outstanding to see so many fans returning to the museum in Cleveland this year. Together, we celebrated the legends every day at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. For those that were lucky enough to be in attendance at the 2021 induction ceremony, you saw just how powerful live music can be. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame works very hard to keep you close to the music and the legacy of the artists that you love. This week, we're going to open up our vaults and share with you never-before-seen performances and stories from the artists themselves. Please enjoy these exclusive programs and make a gift to our 2021 annual fund. Your support this week and every day allows us to continue our mission. Thank you, and long live rock.
Hi, I'm Jason Hamley, Vice President of Education here at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Thank you so much for joining us for this archival recording of an evening with Billy Preston. And I have to say, what an incredible event. I was actually there that night. It was just after I started working here at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and as a keyboard player myself and a music historian, it was really such an amazing night to get to hear Billy talk about his own career, his music, his work with the Beatles, and to get to see him play on a keyboard. Always a fascinating and exciting thing. These events are so special, and it's such an amazing moment to be able to get to hear those stories right from the artist, to get their perspective on the music we all know and love. Public programs like this are part of what we do, and we're so thrilled to bring these to you in person and now virtually. But we can't do it without the support of passionate fans like you. Thanks to you, we can continue to produce great events like these and preserve these intimate conversations that tell the artist's story for generations of fans to come.
Cleveland rocks, 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 Cleveland rocks.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Rock Hall. My name is Warren Zanes. Most of our programming is generated in-house and produced in-house, and this program is a little bit different. But there was no question when it came to us a couple weeks ago that we wanted to play a part. We had a good reason to do it. I would even say we had a great reason to do it, and that is Billy Preston himself. I was just teaching a class up at Case Western on rock and roll, and I think it's one of their first at Case Western. It's high time, I would say. But when I was in the class, I was looking at a group of students. They're all sophomores, and most of them really don't know that much about the history of rock and roll. And I got to the point where I said, you know, if you got the night off, and I didn't really give you too much homework, why don't you come down to the Rock Hall and you can see a guy who embodies the history of rock and roll. You can get all the lessons in one if you come and see Billy Preston. From the time he was a child prodigy to the time he backed up Ray Charles, to Aretha Franklin, went on playing with the Stones, the Beatles, to 2004 touring with Eric Clapton. Billy Preston is one of the few guys who was there at every turn. I don't know if you've seen Woody Allen's Zelig. Zelig is a character who you look at all these historical photos, and every time there's Zelig. He's almost like rock and roll Zelig. Every time there's a significant moment, there's Billy Preston. So it's a thrill to have him here at the Rock Hall. He's going to be interviewed tonight by David Spiro, who is one of Cleveland's sons and someone I think you know well. So you're all in for a treat.
Thank you, Warren. It's a pleasure to be back here. But you didn't come here to see me. Please welcome Mr. Billy Preston.
Jojo was a man who thought he was a loner, but he knew it wouldn't last. Jojo left his home in Tucson, Arizona, for some California grass. Get back, get back, get back to where you once belonged. Get back, yeah, get back to where you once belonged. Sweet little mama thought she was a woman, but she was another man. All the girls around said she's got it coming, but she gets it while she can. Get back, yeah, get back to where you once belonged. Get back, yeah, get back to where you once belonged. I believe you put your hands together. Yeah, help me out here. Yeah, that's it. All right. Get back, get back, get back to where you once belonged. Get back, yeah, get back to where you once belonged. Get back, yeah, get on back. Get back to where you once belonged. Get back, get back to where you once belonged. Thank you for your help, man. All right.
Thank you, Billy. That was a rousing open. I like that.
All right.
We'll go through all those Beatle years in a few minutes,
Okay.
but we'll kind of try and start at the beginning here. And
All right.
you started playing music when you were 3 or 4 years old.
Yes,
know?
I'm from a musical family. My mother plays piano, and my older sister plays. So there's always a piano in the house, and I started when I was 3. I used to sit in my mom's lap and put my hands on top of hers as she played. And then one day I crawled up on the piano with one finger, did Mary Had a Little Lamb. So that was the first song I played.
Oh, that's good. Have you ever gotten around to recording it?
Not yet.
Paul, you didn't play on Paul's version of that, huh?
No, I didn't.
But piano was your first instrument, and then you graduated into the B3 and really
Yes,
became like
yes.
the guy.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, well, B3 is, I was raised on that. I mean, what a wonderful organ. I first heard a man play organ, play the B3. His name was Earl Grant. The first time I went to a club, my mom took me to see him. And this man played the organ with so many sounds, bird sounds and wind and all this. And he played the piano with the organ next to it. He played them both at the same time. So I went home and put my piano and organ together too. But he was a great inspiration to me, a great artist, Earl Grant.
Now, obviously, Mary Had a Little Lamb wasn't the inspiration for your first musical experiences. What was the first music you were listening to that you remember?
Gospel music. My mom played for the church. And I was always right there with her.
In fact, you actually ended up in a movie at an early age too, right?
Yes. In fact, I got a chance to play W.C. Handy, the man who wrote the St. Louis Blues. I had a chance to play him as a little boy. And Nat King Cole played him as a man. So I got a chance to meet Nat King Cole, Pearl Bailey, Eartha Kitt, Cap Calloway, Ella Fitzgerald.
Bessie
all
Smith.
All these great
Bessie
people.
Smith.
And I was about 10 years old.
And when they saw you playing, what do they think? This guy's got a career, or he knows somebody? I mean,
I was just in awe. I was like, I was like that around these great people.
St. Louis Blues was a long way from Sgt. Pepper movie.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think so.
In 1964, you end up with Little Richard.
Yes, yes.
How did that happen?
Well, Little Richard was a minister at the time, and of course I was playing in church, and I met Richard, and he asked my mom could I go to England with him for a gospel tour, and we we went all the way over there. In fact, we took the ship because Richard didn't want to fly, so so he preached his last sermon on the ship on the way over there, and we got there, and everybody was hounding him about singing rock and roll, so we did the first concert. And Sam Cooke was closing act on the first half of the show, and Sam tore up the audience, and so Richard was standing there, oh Lord, what am I gonna do? And so he came out, he sang one gospel song, I Believe, and the kids just sat there, silence. So he said, wah, bah, 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 boom, and that was all over. Everybody went crazy after that. So that's the first time I played rock and roll, was with Little Richard.
And you hadn't even rehearsed it?
No.
So were you playing B3 at the time? Or were you
Yes,
playing...
I was playing B3, yes.
Okay. In fact, we were walking up here, and we're down in the executive offices downstairs, and Billy's looking at a picture. Oh, look, there's Richard right. That's me.
I see my little head over in the corner.
What did you learn from Little Richard?
I just learned, the excitement of an audience, how to work hard and just really rock an audience. He works very hard, and he puts his all into it. And I kind of learned that from him.
Did he ever sit down and say, this is how I want things done, or were you just kind of...
No. But one time I asked him, I said, well, what are you hitting when you do all these runs and stuff? He said, I hit whatever's in the way.
How do you keep up with that?
You don't.
So do you do a Little Richard impression at all?
No, that's it. Woo, that's it.
That's it?
That's it.
But he's quite a piano player.
Oh, yeah, very much so. He bangs a lot, but he's...
So that hooked you up with Sam Cooke.
Yes,
and
yes.
it was really Sam Cooke that kind of led to your Beatles introduction.
Well, Sam Cooke, I did my first album for Sam Cooke.
Mm-hmm.
The first album I did was 16-Year-Old Soul for Sam Cooke's label.
And that was mostly a gospel record?
No, it was pop. It was instrumental, all instrumental.
Do you remember any of it that you can tinkle 30 seconds
No, there was a song,
on?
Billy's Bag, but I can't remember where it goes. Let's see. I can't remember where it goes.
Yeah? Okay. Buy the CD.
It was on the organ, too, so it's the piano.
Oh.
What an excuse.
And you were signed with VJ,
Yes.
which of course became one of the early Beatle labels.
That's right, yes.
So, there's like this intertwining happening already.
Mm-hmm.
And then you became a regular on Shindig.
Yeah. Shindig was fantastic because the show was a type of show that everybody sang together. Like the opening number, everybody would sing a verse, and the closing number, everybody would sing a verse together. And that really made it nice. It was a show that moved. It had dancers and everything. I was in the band, and they would feature me occasionally on the show as a solo artist. And on the show was regulars like Sonny and Cher and the Righteous Brothers, Glenn Campbell. These were regulars on the show, so it was a great show.
And you got an opportunity to back these people up.
Yes, I did. Yes, I
And-
met so many people on that show.
And the house band there was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was some great musicians.
I mean, didn't Leon Russell do some stuff there
Yeah,
at one point?
I replaced Leon Russell on that show.
Ah. His long hair didn't work anymore, I guess, right?
And mine did.
Right, exactly. Okay, what happened to the afro? We might as well get that out of the way now.
Oh, well, I just got tired of it. It was,
Is it in a bag somewhere? Did you cut it off? Did you keep it? Can we find it on eBay?
No, but it was good. If you do, let me know. I'd like to have another one. No, but it was kind of unique at that time because I would be able to take it off and get lost in the crowd. You know what I mean? I didn't have to always be me all the time. I could just, be a regular guy.
It wasn't real?
Sometimes. In the beginning it was, but you get tired of sitting there with
Right,
the rollers in your hair and under the dryer for hours and hours and then have to go on stage and 2 shows, you had to get back under the dryer and all that again. So no, I had to change that.
So it's right around this time that your life actually changes and you get to meet the guy, Ray Charles.
Oh God, yeah. Well, I mean, from a kid, I heard a Ray Charles record. My mom had a Ray Charles record, I've Got a Woman. And I used to pull the piano bench up to the mirror so I can get up in the mirror. I'd put my robe on, and I'd let me tell you, I got a woman. you know. But his music always touched me because it was so much like gospel music, and you know, that impressed me a lot. And so I'd always worshiped him, even when I was on the road with Reverend James Cleveland. I used to put my shades on for 15 minutes, close my eyes for 15 minutes a day, just to see what Ray felt, you know, all day, you know. I was just in honor of Ray. I just loved him so much. And then I went to a junior high school that wasn't too far from his house. And occasionally I'd go around his house and just, you know, look at the house, you know. And then one day I heard him playing the piano. And so I eased up on the porch, and I'm standing there listening to Ray. And after he got through playing, I rang the doorbell. What nerve. I rang the doorbell. He came to the door. And I said, Ray, I love you. I want to sing just like you. I got a group in school called Billy Preston and the Billettes. We do nothing but your music. And I went on and on. He said, well, that's fine, son. But I'm not looking for another Ray Charles. Broke my heart, man. It was cool. It was cool. I kept on worshiping him. And it wasn't until Shindig that I got a chance to really meet him. On Shindig, he didn't come for the rehearsals, so I sat in on the rehearsals. And nobody knew I knew his music that well. You know, I did him. And so after the show, they told him about me. So he asked me to sing something for him. So I'm sitting there singing, Georgia. Yeah, he's standing behind me rocking. It was such what a thrill that was. And then a couple of days later, they called me and asked me to come to record with him. So I got a chance to record with Ray. The first album I did was the Crying Time album. And the first song was Let's Go Get Stoned. And then maybe about a week or two later, they asked me to go on the road with him. So I had a chance to travel with Ray for 3 years. I was his first organ player. And what was great, one night he introduced me as a young man. He would like to carry on the work that he started. And it was such a great honor for him to say that about me.
And I think you've done that.
I always will try to uphold his legacy.
Give us a little Ray Charles.
Jordan. Yeah, Jordan. Say no peace of mine. Just this old sweet song keeps your dog on my mind. I said, Georgia, Georgia, now, baby. Yeah, Georgia. Say no preach, I'll find. Just this old sweet song. Keep Georgia on my mind. I got him down, don't I? Yeah.
Well, I got chills.
Cool.
We're going to miss him a lot.
Oh, for sure. But he'll always live in my heart.
Did you get to see him at all towards the end?
Yes, I did. I played on his last album. Yes, his last album is coming out. I had a chance to play with him again.
Oh, that's fabulous. So you're in England, and you meet these four lads from Liverpool. How did that happen?
Well, like I said, I met them when I was with Little Richard. They were opening act on the show. And when we played in Hamburg, Germany at the Star Club, I used to get them free Cokes and free steak sandwiches and stuff at the club. And they would always come to me and ask me about America and about Richard, you know. And so we became buddies then. And then I didn't see them anymore until like I was with Ray Charles, and we were in London, and George was in the audience. And he recognized me, and he left the word for me to come and say hello to the rest of the guys. So I went down, and they were recording and filming everything, and so they asked me to stay over and help them finish the album.
And that would be the Let It Be
That
record.
would be the Let It Be.
But didn't you do some stuff on the White Album?
Yes, during that time. It took a long time to do Let It Be. So during that time, we worked on the White Album and Abbey Road.
What did you play on the White Album? Remember?
Something, I believe it was something. I can't remember the songs that's on there, but something, I think it's on that album.
Something ended up on Abbey Road.
Okay, well, I went to look at the album.
Yeah, what? I knew I should have brought that with me, you know? And then, of course, you and George became great friends.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Ended up playing with him at Bangladesh.
Yes. George was a sweetheart. I mean, he was very spiritual and very encouraging to me. And he called me about Bangladesh and told me about the situation. I thought it was a great idea. He had a big heart. And so he put together a lot of musicians, and we all came. And it was like a great opportunity because most times musicians don't get a chance to play with each other. And this was an opportunity for everybody to play along with each other and support each other. There was no egos or nothing, you know. And it was just a great night to perform for Bangladesh and with George. It was great and hard.
And it was the first of those kind of concerts,
That's right.
you know, where
That's right.
Bob Dylan,
That's right.
Ringo was there, you, Eric Clapton,
Clapton,
Klaus Voormann,
Leon Russell.
Leon Badfinger.
Yeah.
That was quite a...
Quite a band.
Yeah, no kidding. How'd you decide what to play?
Well, George pretty much had that under control.
That's
man.
good.
He selected the songs.
And then he ends up producing your first album for Apple.
Yes, he did.
And That's the Way God Planned It
Yes.
comes out of that. And
Yes.
and now you've really got a solo career that people understand and respect. Was that a big time for you?
It really was. It was a great opening for me because, like I said, on my earliest records, I just played instrumentals. And on this album, these albums, I got a chance to sing and do the songs that I had written.
And as a producer, was he kind of just sitting there letting you do your own thing? Or
Basically, yes. Basically, yes. But he knew all the technology and everything, so he made sure the sounds and everything were right. It was strange. One night, the first session, he said, I'm going to invite some of my friends down. And in comes Eric Clapton and Keith Richards and Ginger Baker, you know. I didn't even know who these guys were at the time.
Oh, he's got all these long-haired friends.
Yeah.
Great. Did they sit in? They
played on the album.
record,
Yes,
yeah.
exactly, yes.
And when That's the Way God Planned It ends up being a big hit, were you surprised? I mean, it's really your first shot out in, you know, doing your songs and everything.
Yeah, I was very grateful, very, very surprised and happy about it, yes.
And that's a song that's pretty much lived on.
Yeah, well, that song is my testimony because I feel like everything that's happened for me has been the way God has planned it because I never auditioned or asked anybody to let me play with them, you know. So I always give God the credit for everything that has happened for me.
Let's hear a little bit of it.
Why can't we be humble? Like the good Lord said, He promised to exalt us, but low is the way. How men be so greedy when there's so much left. All things are God given, and they all have been blessed. That's the way God planned it. That's the way God wants it to be. That's the way God planned it. That's the way God wants it to be. Let your heart be troubled. Let mourning sobbing cease. Just learn how to help one another and live in perfect peace. If we all could be humble, like the good Lord said. He said He would exalt us all, but low is the way. That's the way God planned it. That's the way God wants it to be. That's the way God planned it. That's the way God wants it to be.
So you met Eric Clapton, didn't know who he is, and now you've ended up doing a couple of tours with him.
Yeah, Eric's such a great guy, man. I'm telling you, such a nice, humble guy. I mean, a great player, singer, and everything. He just makes sure that everybody with him is comfortable. It's one of the best tours I've ever been on.
You know, I saw you guys when you were here just recently at the Gund, and I'd seen Eric the last time through, and it was kind of, but this time he really seemed inspired, and he was playing a lot more, a lot more rock and roll, and the band was really happening.
Yeah.
You know, do you have any idea what made him kind of?
Well, we had a good
Up it
band.
a little
The band really kicked him out every night. We were all there, and everybody played wonderfully, and so I think that was a great inspiration for him too. I mean, we had a great time. The last tour we did, he said it was his last tour.
Right.
And then here we go again. So he has a great time playing.
Well, you got to end these things 3 or 4 times before people get the idea.
The hard habit to break,
Is it you still enjoy going out and touring and playing every night?
Oh, yes,
doing
I do.
the grind.
Yes, I do. I mean, well, this last time was kind of difficult because of my physical condition. I'm on dialysis, so it was kind of difficult. I had to dialyze in different countries, so it was kind of difficult. But get to the stage, play the music, it made it all worthwhile.
Sure. Boy, that wasn't. They should have let you do a song though. He could use a
I
break.
did the tour before. I got a chance to do it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Let's go back to those Beatle years.
Okay.
So they invite you to come down. They're filming this record. They're recording this record. It's kind of in disarray. They're kind of in disarray. And you're the first person that's ever been allowed into that mix. Did you realize at the time no one else had ever been the session guy or the fifth Beatle?
I didn't. No, I didn't. I was just happy to be there. I was all eyes and just happy to see the guys and to be there. And I wasn't aware of what was going on until after the session. Mal Evans was taking me back to the hotel, and he was telling me that they had been going through a lot of changes and that they had been like depressed and all. So he said that when I came, I lifted their spirits, and that made me feel good to know that I was a part of helping them feel better about everything.
Because Ringo had quit, and George was ready to quit, and everybody thought they weren't loved, and
well, it was a difficult time for them at that time. I mean, I had a chance to be in the Beatles' office, and just to hear them talk about the problems they were having. I mean, kind of hurt me because I was hoping that the Beatles, they were happy, they made it, but to find out that they had been cheated and robbed and all the things that happened in this business, it really broke my heart, So I really felt for them.
How far along were the songs when you came into the picture, or were you there helping create them as they were coming?
Well,
down?
some were already done, some they had finished, some they were still working on, especially on the other albums like the White Album and such.
Was it weird having the cameras rolling while you're sitting there trying to record a record?
That was weird, but they were so used to it. It was like nothing to them, It was like,
Yeah, but you weren't.
I was, like I said, I was like, what's going on here?
Did you have a good relationship with George Martin?
Yes, I did. Mm-hmm.
Because he had done a lot of the early
but he was very
keyboard
quiet.
stuff.
He was very quiet. He wasn't, telling them what to do or always there in front. It was like in the studio part, in the control room most of the time. Just making sure everything went down well.
Yeah. And then just recently they put out Let It Be Naked.
Yes.
Went in and remixed it. Which is your favorite version?
The naked version, because that's the one we recorded.
Yeah.
Because when we heard it, the first one, it was like strings and stuff, and they even lost some of my solos on that thing. Come on, man. Yeah, but on Naked, it's all there.
Were you surprised that Paul went back in and put that together?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't surprised at all. No.
Why do you think it took so long?
I don't know. We have to ask Paul.
Politics. Yeah. So you're on Let It Be, obviously. You're on Long and Winding Road.
Yes.
Right? What else from that?
Oh, wow. All
Get
of
Back,
it.
obviously,
Basically,
yeah.
all of it. Yeah. Don't Let Me Down.
Right. And you've one of the reasons that Billy's here, he just came from a Beatles convention in Chicago.
Yeah.
And he's put together an unbelievable record that I've been really lucky to hear the whole thing of, which is Billy Preston's Beatles Salute. And you'll have a chance to meet Billy outside. He's got some copies that you'll be able to purchase. And
I'll sign them for you.
Oh, that's good. All
right.
I like that. That's a good thing.
Cool.
And you chose, I think there's 8 songs that you re-recorded, and then of course you've written a couple that we'll talk about
That's
in a few
right.
minutes.
Yeah.
But one of the ones that you did was "Let It Be,"
Yes.
and when I was listening
No,
to
I
it,
didn't do Let It Be on this album. I'm not on this
where
one.
did I hear you do "Let It Be"?
On the Beatles record.
Oh, that's right. You're right about that. Oh, you got me good there. I'll leave now. You can play "Let It Be." But you know what? You know what wasn't on the record that really surprised me?
What?
"Let It Be." I'd love to hear how you do that.
That was a good one. I tell you what, I'll do something that is on the CD. This is a tribute I wrote to the boys.
John, Paul, George, and Ringo too. They wrote some beautiful music for me and you. John, Paul, George, and Ringo too. They wrote some beautiful music for me and you. Songs like Strawberry Fields Forever, Penny Lane. We can work it out with a little help from my friends. John, Paul, George, and Ringo too. They wrote some beautiful music for me and you. Didn't they do that, y'all? John, Paul, George, and Ringo too. They wrote some beautiful music for me and you. We love you, yeah, yeah, yeah. We love you, yeah, 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 yeah. We love you, yeah, yeah, yeah. We love you, yeah, 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 yeah.
That's one of the 2 original songs that shows
Yes,
up.
yes.
You also wrote a nice song for George too that when
Yes,
people
yes.
get the CD, they'll be able to hear as well.
Right.
But how did you decide? I mean, they've got such a volume of work,
That's true.
and you chose like I said 8 songs of the Beatles to re-record.
Yeah, well, it's volume 1.
Oh,
It's
okay.
it's a big volume 1.
But did you make sure you had the right number of Georges, Paul?
Well, no,
Pauls?
I didn't look at it like that. It's just some of the favorite songs that, the ones that I really liked.
Because your version of Sgt. Pepper is really different from what they did.
Oh, yeah,
it's,
yeah.
And that's, by the way, on this sampler
Yeah,
that
it
you'll
is
be
on
able
that
to
one, yeah.
purchase after the program tonight. Billy Preston's Beatles Salute. So back to the Let It Be sessions, or the Get Back sessions as they were called at the time. You actually got to be a part of their last ever performance, actually the last performance they had done in years, which was on the rooftop of Abbey Road.
Yes. It was cold. I tell you, it was cold up there.
Not Abbey Road, I'm sorry.
No, up on the
Twickenham
roof. Up on the
Studios,
roof,
right.
it was very cold.
Right.
But it was exciting because they wanted to play live somewhere, and they kept saying, well, maybe it's too, we don't want to go on the road. This place would be too far, something, whatever. And so John came up with the idea, well, let's just go up on the roof and play for everybody. So that's what they did. And it was funny because we were playing on the roof, and all of a sudden people popping up on the roof over here and all over the place. I mean, it was funny. People stopped traffic and everything that day. But they knew the cops were coming, so they already had a camera at the front door waiting for them to come. So that was funny.
So it was kind of a spur-of-the-moment thing that they did?
Yeah, pretty
Just
much. Yeah, it was
Kind of go out
kind
and
of
do it?
let's just go up there and play for everybody.
How great is that?
Yeah, it was funny.
Was there ever a time, obviously, before John and George passed, you thought there might be a time they'd come back?
I'd always hoped that they would, but I kind of understood why they didn't, because they had been Beatles for so long, even before they became popular. You know, they'd been together, and you know, I guess, you know, when you're together so long, you know, you wanted a little separation, a little air, especially growing up. And then once they became adults and they got married, and they all had different ideas and things they wanted to do. They had their own little songs that they wanted to do, you know, especially George and, you know, and Ringo. They all wanted to have a chance to do their own thing. So it was understandable that why they, you know, separated and got a chance to do what they wanted to do individually.
But your relationship with them didn't end when the Beatles ended,
No, it didn't.
because you've actually had an opportunity to play with every one of them since.
That's right, yeah.
I think the first one was it Ringo or George you played with?
First was the Plastic Ono Band.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, John's band, yeah. And then I did Ringo's album. And we did George's album as well.
Right.
So, yeah.
And who was the easiest to work with?
In the studio or what?
In the studio. Let's start with the studio.
Well, George was very easy to work with in the studio. You know, because he pretty much knew what he wanted to, you know, to play. And he gave everybody opportunity to add what they wanted to the track.
Plus his music was a little more gospel.
Yeah, it
and
was
gave
very
a
spiritual,
little-
very
yeah.
spiritual music, yeah.
And probably a little closer than, you know, Ringo singing I'm 16.
Yeah.
You know, one of those things. But those were, you know,
Yeah.
those were fun
Well,
sessions.
Ringo's just a fun guy. I mean,
Sure.
he's so much fun to be around. I mean, he doesn't take it seriously, you know. He's well, I can't sing, but I'm gonna sing this song for you, you know. He's like, hi, what's my name? You know, he's just a lot of fun.
Well, and you did the Goodnight Vienna record,
Yes,
which had, I think the No-No song came from there.
Yeah, yes.
There was an interesting one.
Yeah.
And, of course, the Ringo All-Star bands.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The
were
Ultimate
great.
Bar Band.
Yeah, they were great. And like I said, it's just so rare when musicians get a chance to play with each other. And Ringo's band, we all supported each other. I do my songs, and they support me, and then they do their songs, I support them, and it was a lot of fun. It took the weight off of everybody, and then have to do the whole show. You just do your songs, and then, you know, the next person goes on. And so it was fun like that.
And you get to look back, and there's Ringo playing.
Yeah, Ringo,
you know,
yeah, right.
And you had
right.
Jim Keltner playing
We
drums
had
with
Jim
you.
Keltner, and also we had his son playing with us at one time. Yeah.
And you had a couple guitar players, Joe Walsh, Nils Lofgren.
Yes.
Guys from the band, Rick Danko. And
Yes.
Clarence, was Clarence on that tour too? Clarence Clemens?
Yes,
Yeah.
Clarence Clemens, yes.
Boy, you had some fun.
we did,
You
we
had some
did.
fun.
Yeah.
And then with George, of course, you did the Dark Horse record, you did
Mhm.
33
His
and a
tour,
third,
yeah.
you did Gon Troppo, all those things. And you did a tour with him as
Yes,
well.
Yeah.
And how was he live to play with?
Oh,
Was
he
he
was
a little-
great. He was great. The only thing that he rehearsed so hard, you know, during the rehearsals, that he lost his voice when it was time to tour. He had no voice. And bless his heart, he really wanted to quit, you know, but we all encouraged him to go on and, you know, continue. And then finally his voice came back and we finished the tour.
And then, of course, the concert for George.
Oh, man.
You finally got to play live with Paul.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was just a classic night. I mean, it was the spirit of that night was unbelievable. You could feel George's presence there, you know. There was so much love in the building, and just playing George's songs, and you know, and Eric had put together such a wonderful band, and only he could have done that, you know, the type of person he is, because there was no egos, nothing, you know. I mean, the way he put it together, like if he didn't want somebody to play, he said, respectfully, I would like for you not to play. It was very, very nice the way he put it, you know. You couldn't get mad, you know, so it was just wonderful. Just a great experience.
And probably one of the highlights, if you've had a chance to pick up the DVD or listen to the record, is when you did My Sweet Lord.
Okay.
And it was just,
Thank you.
it definitely stopped the show. I mean, you could just feel that, you know, he was there with
Oh,
you.
yeah, he was there.
We could hear that now. If you
My Lord,
Help me out.
my sweet Lord, my Lord, my sweet Lord. I really want to see you. I really want to be with you. I really want to see you, Lord, but it takes so long, my Lord. My
That obviously wasn't a hard choice to pick out a song to do, I'm sure, for you.
No, not at all.
So you've put this record, Billy Preston's Beatles Salute, together, and I'm sure you've thought long and hard about doing it. What finally gave you the inspiration to get into the studio and get it done?
I don't know. This is, like you said, something I wanted to do for so long. And, I'd sit around and play the songs, occasionally. And so I said, well, I'll just put together a bunch of them and make an album out of it, And I had a lot of fun doing it.
What kind of players do you have on this record?
It's all me.
Really?
It's all me.
Wow. All those background vocals?
All
and
those
everything?
background vocals, all the instruments, everything. Yeah.
Wow. I'm impressed.
Well, me and my engineer, me and my co-producer, he played some guitar on it and some drums. That's about it.
I noticed another one of George's songs, "Give Me Love,"
Yeah.
which shows up on the sampler as well.
Yeah.
Was kind of an interesting choice because once again it gives you a chance to be a little more spiritual and even going back. Can you play just a little bit of Sgt. Pepper, how you did it? Because
Can't do it how I did it, but
because you got a piano.
Yeah, because I got a piano.
Yeah, it was, but it's when I first heard it, it's so different from how they did it.
Yeah.
You kind of really.
Well, I did their songs my way, but I didn't. I respected the songs, and you still recognize them.
Oh yeah,
You
absolutely.
recognize what song it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Here, There, and Everywhere. That was kind of a piano song.
Yeah. But I didn't do that on the record. Have you really heard
Yes,
this
you
record?
did. It's right here. Here, There, and Everywhere. I got it.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, right. Okay. You got me that time.
Once. Okay. We're even. So I'll come over and play it. Always one of my favorite songs.
Yeah,
Here,
it's a
There, and
beautiful
Everywhere.
song.
So, and you wrote a song about George. You wrote the song that we just heard, John, Paul, George, and
Yes.
Ringo. And pretty soon you'll be able to get the entire package tonight. We've just kind of got the sampler available out there, and it's going to have a DVD along with it.
Yes,
It's going to have a few moments from tonight in it as
Yes,
well. And what else is on the DVD?
Well, I hope to get a chance to talk with Paul and Ringo and some of the other friends that I've had a chance to work with as well. So it'll be a combination of things.
Have they had a chance to listen to any of this yet?
No, not yet. We just sent it to them. I haven't had word yet.
Are you nervous?
No.
Okay. You
I
shouldn't
spoke
be.
to Paul when the last time I was in London, and I spoke to Ringo when we had a premiere for the George's concert.
Sure.
Yeah.
Whatever. That was great. That was wonderful. So I'm not sure if everybody has followed your career enough to know just what a songwriter you are, because besides the hits you've had for yourself, Joe Cocker had a huge hit with a song of yours.
Yeah.
You Are So Beautiful.
You Are So Beautiful, yeah.
And did you write that for yourself originally? It was just kind of sitting
Well,
around?
I wrote it for my mom, actually. I wrote it for my mom. Who's an angel. She's a sweetheart. She's been my inspiration and my encouragement from day one. You are so beautiful. To me, you are so beautiful. To me, can't you see? You're everything that I hope for. You're everything that I need. You are so beautiful to me.
There's a proud mom out there.
Oh, I love her dearly. I love her dearly.
So, do you think of yourself as a performer, a songwriter, a side man? I mean, when you look back at it all, what are you the most proud of?
I just look at myself as a child of God, His instrument. I always like to say it's from God through me to you, and it's all a blessing. And I'm just an instrument, and I give Him all the credit.
Are please? Are there guys out there you really want to play with still that you're thinking, oh boy, I'd sure like to sit in on that session?
You see, Leonard Bernstein.
Not a bad choice. Yeah. Who's taught you the most out there?
I think Ray Charles has been the biggest influence on me. Because of the way he sings, the way he puts his heart and his soul into a song. He takes a song and makes it his, and you can feel every word that he says. And that just is amazing.
So you've played with all these great people, and it's funny. I was going through this list here. Hold on a second here. Of your discography, and it's all these pages.
Whoop, got one.
It's like, let's see, 6 pages of pretty much single space, very small writing. Had to get new glasses to see some of these things that you played on, including people like Bob Dylan, the Rolling Stones, Aretha Franklin, Eric Clapton, all the Beatles.
I got one that I bet you don't know about.
Okay.
I bet you don't know about this one. Miles Davis wrote a song called Billy Preston.
Really? Now that's cool.
Yeah, he did.
I was hoping you weren't going to say Mitzi Gaynor or something.
No, that was a thrill.
Let's look back at a few of those things. I mean, you showed up on an album that is probably as far as gospel as you can get. Jefferson Airplane Loves You. How the hell did that happen?
Accident.
I mean, they're in this acid fog and they see this afro walk by and like, whoa, we have a keyboard for you, right? How did that happen?
I don't remember. I do not remember.
It's in the credits. Bob Dylan. Got to play with Bob Dylan.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
Billy, got a song I want you to play.
You don't remember?
No, I don't. I really don't.
We'll just throw these away.
Yeah, right. You know what I mean? Come on. I'm gonna go through that. They were late sessions.
That's right. When they started at 2 a.m.
Yeah, some of them did.
So how did you pick the players for your records?
Well, I was fortunate to meet some young talented musicians. The brothers Johnson they started out with me, and also the kids from Rufus, the guitar and drummer and guitar and bass player. They started out with me as well. And I had a gentleman who played on most of my records was David T. Walker, who was a fantastic guitar player. And so it was just a group of us, around L.A., and I'd call the guys in, and we'd go in and record.
So were you a taskmaster to these people?
No, actually, no. No. Actually, the first hit record I had was Out of Space, and it was an instrument that just came out, the clarinet. And I just rented it that night. And we started playing it, and I just made up this little tune, and we made one take of it, and it became a hit.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a cheap record.
Yeah.
Give us your all-star band. Who'd be your drummer?
Oh, my God. You should have warned me about this one. I don't, it's very hard to say. I mean, God, there's so many great musicians that I'd love to play with and have played with, so I wouldn't want to leave anybody out, so I couldn't say.
Oh, okay. Bass player? B3 player? Got you right.
Yeah, you got me that time. I think you have to give me.
Well, think about that.
Yeah.
When you write your book,
it's a good question, though. Yeah.
When you write your book, make sure you
Very
put
good
that
question.
section in there.
In fact, I am going to write a book because there's so many things I'd like to share that has happened to me in my life that I'd like to share with people that they don't think they all know.
The ones you remember.
Right.
So your solo career kind of hit stride. Nothing from nothing. We'll go around in circles. You really had a pretty good string of hits there.
Yeah. Very
But
fortunate.
you were still doing a bunch of sessions in between, and really, it doesn't seem like you concentrated enough on the Billy Preston career.
No, that's what my company said.
Yeah. Okay.
My record company said the same thing. I had a record out and they wanted to promote it. I'm on the road with the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's true. But this time I plan to really just concentrate on the songs that I've got. I've got tons of songs that I really would like to release and let people hear. So I'm going to spend a lot of time on myself and
It's about time.
Thank you.
And you've also had a chance to work on some soundtracks.
Yes, I have.
Fast Break.
Yes.
They call you Mr. Tibbs.
Yes.
Worked with Quincy Jones.
That's true. Yes.
That had to be a rare,
Oh yeah, it was always great to work with Quincy. He's a genius. Yeah.
How did you go about soundtrack work?
Well, they would call me again. They would call me to come and play on different soundtracks and what have you. One of the greatest ones was Fast Break when we did a duet with Sarita, Stevie Wonder's first wife, which was "With You I'm Born Again," and that became a very popular song. Thank you.
We could hear a second of that. Remind everybody.
Come bring me your softness. Comfort me through all this madness. Woman, don't you know with you I'm born again. Come bring me your sweetness. Now there's you, there is no weakness. Lying safe within your arms, I'm born again. I was half not whole, in step with none. I was reaching through this world in need of one. Come show me your kindness. In your arms I know I'll find this. Woman, don't you know with you I'm born again. Lying safe with you, I'm born again.
Thank you.
We just recently lost Sarita also.
Yes.
Just a couple weeks ago, unfortunately.
Yes.
Is there a session you wish you hadn't shown up for?
No.
Really? Anytime you get a chance to play?
Even the ones I've forgotten about, I don't mind.
Anytime you get a chance to play, you get a chance to play.
That's right. I love it. I live for it.
Yeah. You spent some time with the Rolling Stones, too. That had to be kind of
That
decadent.
was wild. That was
Yeah?
a wild time. Yeah.
That
Wild
I'm
time
surprised you
with the Stones.
remember. You were on Goat's Head Soup, and you did the Exile tour.
Yes, I did 5 albums with the Stones.
Yeah.
Yes. Black and Blue.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's right. That's right. Yeah.
What were those tours like?
Oh, they were wild. It was amazing. I mean, just amazing. Because they spend a lot of money and a lot of time building their stages and putting on their shows. If you notice, they never come with the same stage.
Never.
Every
Right.
year, it's definitely different. Working with the Stones was just great. I mean, it was a party all the time.
Yep. So you've played with Beatles and Stones. I don't think anybody else can say that. Played with Ray Charles.
Yeah.
Played with Sam Cooke. Played with Little Richard. Played with everybody. But when all is said and done, you've really done a great job of your stuff.
Thank you.
And I think looking forward, knowing that you're going to be doing a lot more of yours is something we're all pretty happy.
All
about
right,
it.
thank you so much. Yeah, appreciate it.
Billy's going to come out and, like we said, sign some CDs. But you want to leave us with one more song from the Beatles salute?
Okay.
Give me love, give me love, give me peace on earth. Give me life, keep me free from birth. Give me hope, help me cope with this heavy load. Trying to touch and reach you with heart and soul. My Lord, please reach out of your hand that I might understand you. Won't you please, oh won't you give me love, give me love, give me peace on earth. Give me life, keep me free from earth. Give me hope, help me cope with this heavy load. Trying to touch and reach you with heart and soul. Give me love, give me love, give me peace on earth. Give me life, keep me free from earth. Give me hope, help me cope with this heavy load. Trying to touch and reach you with heart and soul. My Lord, please take hold of my hand that I might understand you. Won't you please, oh won't you give me love?
A true legend, Mr. Billy Preston.